Hello. I hope this message finds you and your loved ones, your friends, families, well and healthy wherever you are. We're here in Alberta, in Edmonton, and we have been under some kind of restriction protocol of isolation for the last 6 to 7 weeks. There's some loosening of restrictions on the horizon, and I think that will be nice with the weather that we have here now, getting a bit warmer, to go out and about and maybe see some friends and families that we haven't seen for a while. Pro Coro Canada has, like many other performing arts organizations across the globe, suspended all activities. The limit of gatherings is 15 people, and even under 15 people, we still should not sing. We should have distancing in place and just gather in a way that would not necessarily spread too much of the virus that's currently creating this pandemic. With Pro Coro, we are 24 singers, so for the foreseeable future, we will not be able to gather and sing together, also not be able to perform for you, our audiences. And honestly, we don't know when this will change. Some models that are available, data that's available, could make an argument that these restrictions for singing remain in place for the next 12 to 18 months. But we're trying to follow all the advice that we get from the health officials and what the research is showing us, and just make very deliberate and mindful decisions on when we will gather again with the singers to sing together and then to perform for our audiences. Now, as you might know, Pro Coro Canada is a professional choir, so this means that we have a professional staff that is fully employed. We have contractors that are part-time to 75% employed by Pro Coro Canada. We also have our 24 professional singers. Those singers are rehearsing and then performing, recording, outreach, coaching. All these activities are part of their contract, and they're paid on an hourly basis and then on a per performance basis. This depends on where we are. Are we here in Edmonton? Are we traveling across the country, even internationally? This is slightly different from a community choir where members are volunteers. So for Pro Coro Canada, the operations, the funds, resources needed to hire our contractors, to pay our staff, to have office space, to produce our concerts are quite significant. And right now we are in a situation where we actually cannot perform and not sell tickets. And as I mentioned before, this might be the reality for the foreseeable future. A large part of our revenue is through box office. That means we're selling tickets, we're selling subscriptions to you when you come to a concert. Another part of our revenue is government funding from actually all the levels, federal, provincial, and municipal. And then we also have donations and sponsorship. So within this pool of revenue, the box office, selling tickets, subscriptions is a big part. And right now, we actually don't know when we will see any revenue coming in through ticket sales and subscription sales. So this puts us really in a dire situation as a performing arts organization. And this week, this coming Sunday, Pro Coro Canada would have held a fundraiser that would coincide with Mother's Day. We had a great program ready where individual singers and maybe 2 together, 3 together would sing songs that would remind them of their mother, or if they're mothers themselves, songs they would sing to their children. Now, some of these are actually coming out this week online, as so many things are these days. So we have started to share our Mother's Day dailies, and you might have watched Sarah Schaub and Lynette Martins and Kim Dennis yesterday. There's a couple others coming tomorrow and on Saturday, and then on Sunday, on Mother's Day, we're closing off with one of our, the choir's favorite from Ujis Prowlins, and you'll hear that on Sunday. So all of this would have led to a fundraiser this coming Sunday, where we were hoping to collect funds, resources for our operations, leading us into next season 2020-2021 Now, the reality is this is not happening. And honestly, we're hurting a little bit financially because Pro Coro Canada is really dependent on these resources we get through fundraisers. So right now, this is my appeal as artistic and managing director to you all, our patrons and audience members and philanthropists across Edmonton, across Alberta, Canada, and the globe, to support choral music in general, and hopefully to have some resources available to donate to Pro Coro Canada. We need money to go forward. We do not have the ability, opportunity, possibility to hold public concerts for the foreseeable future. Nevertheless, we will try to employ our singers for other events, and you will see some of those coming out online, short instructions, webinars, also performances that will engage our singers, and we will contract our singers and pay them money for their services. Now, we still need to have in some capacity resources available for that. Again, this is our appeal to you, our audiences here and across the globe, to support Pro Coro Canada, to help us with whatever you can help us with at this time in this crisis, so that choral music can survive for the next years to come, and that when this is all over, we will actually still be here, and we will be able to gather again with all our 24 singers, maybe even with more, because I feel like we should just get everybody together and sing. Maybe we have some music available where you will join us in singing, because that's going to be such a fantastic moment when we can sing together again. I look forward to staying in touch with you. At this point, it's through these videos or through emails, through phone calls. Please also reach out to us if you, by any chance, have other ideas of how you could support Pro Coro Canada. You might be a business leader, you might have another opportunity that could, in partnership with Pro Coro Canada, help choral music here in Edmonton. Now I want to close on a note that actually brings us back to Mother's Day. We were in Banff for the choral art program in February and March. And within that program, we were working with 5 composers. Now, these composers came from across the world, and within the time they were in Banff, they had to create new works for Pro Coro Canada. Some of these works you might have heard. You can go to our website, procoro.ca, and, for example, look for Dominique Dieterle's The Midnight Giant, a piece he wrote in Banff. Now, that was all music written for professional choir with 24 professional singers. These composers also had the task and challenge to write a lullaby. And so over the next 4 days, we will share with you these short lullabies. You're the first ones outside of Banff to hear these lullabies. And we have the first one today by Marie-Claire Sandon from Montreal, and it's a French lullaby. And then tomorrow you will hear another one from our German composer, and then by an Israeli composer. And there is then one more left on Sunday. So here our little addition and little surprise for your dailies, Mother Day dailies, with Pro Coro Canada, Marie-Claire Sandon and her lullaby. Until then, thank you very much for your support, and we look forward to hearing from you in one form or another. Thanks.